One of the most memorable studio moments for me, I'm not sure what record it was. I think we were making Extra Prolific's record, Like It Should Be. And so it was 93 Till and stuff I think was out already. And I remember we were with this interviewer who was interviewing us at the time. It was 93 Till was just out, and it was really hot. You know, they were really big and popular. Suddenly the Far Side walks in, and you know, and so this, I remember the interviewer was like, is this like set up? Like, you know what I mean? It just was like, you know, too good for him, or too good of a story that no one would believe. Yeah, so here we are talking about now the Far Side come in. It was just kind of like and I don't know why that just, there was nothing really more amazing about it than that. It just was like two groups that were really big at the time on the West Coast. And it was like, it fit this story that this guy was trying to do so memorably. And I just remember being like, it just made us look, you know, extra, you know, smooth, you know, it was just, I don't know, it made us look extra cool, I guess, at that moment for the story. The 93 Till Infinity story is that A+ initially had given the record to Pep Love, or he had played it for Pep Love first, and Pep Love had liked it and said that he wanted to use it. And then the Souls of Mischief had this rule that if they wanted to use something, that they got priority, right? And I guess he happened to play it for them at the studio, and they were like, oh no, we gotta use that. You know what I mean? And so, and I remember that day, I remember he played in the studio, and then cats, you know, just wrote it, and right then and there. And the thing that I remember about those sessions was they all dropped those verses. It didn't take long. Like they were like between 1 and 3 takes for everyone. And I just remember that we really whipped through that record really, really fast. That song and that record in general. A lot of the songs were previously done, like we had demoed, like there was a Never No More demo, Make Your Mind Up demo, a few others that were on the record. Live and Let Live, we demoed. Let Them Know, the first song on the album, we had demoed. And so that obviously made it easier. And then for the 93 Till Infinity album, we were working out of High Street Studios in San Francisco. 93 Till wasn't one of the ones that was demoed. They did that in the studio. One of my memorable Hollywood moments was at the Grammys back in the day in the early 90s. It was like Grammy weekend or whatever. It wasn't like we weren't there. We were there, I guess, doing a show or something. Or I don't know why we were there, but we were there. And I always remember we were staying at the Mondrian, which is right there on Sunset. And if you walk up a few blocks, there was a club called the Roxbury that was up the street on Sunset from the Mondrian. It was really, you know, happening in the early 90s. I remember we walked up there and we were like, okay, you know, because this is like Grammy weekend, you know, everybody's in town, and you like see famous people walking in and out. And of course, they're dissing us, you know what I'm saying? They're dissing us. And then suddenly one of our records comes on in the club, you know what I'm saying? I remember us trying to tell the bouncer, that's our record, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're playing our record, and you know, at the main time. And the funny thing is, for the life of me, I don't remember who the stars were, but I remember hella famous people that were like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, you know, I love y'all shit. You know, they'd walk in, and then we were stuck outside, and the bouncer's like, yeah, sure, that's your record. You know what I'm saying? And so we just ended up saying, hell, fuck it, and just walked back to the Mondrian. And so that was kind of like my most memorable kind of being in Hollywood, like getting put in your place for where you were, you know, on the totem pole of stardom, you know what I'm saying, in Hollywood. You know, it's just like,
Because of a lack of history, understanding of history, they find themselves repeating steps that have already been taken when all they have to do was pivot from what Dr. King already did.
Any obstacle or any form of adversity is gonna make you a better person when you come out of it on the other side. You're not gonna wanna hear that at the front of it.
Everybody should always aspire to be the person that they're not, and do what it takes to become that person.
I had a bow on the bus, basically, like a long stick, basically a bow. So I just grabbed it and just started blah, blah, blah at the little, you know, the controller for the air conditioning. And the only thing that made me stop was the bus driver was like in shock. He was like, no, what are you doing? Stop.